Hey guys, this is episode number 15 of Daily Thoughts with David, and I'm doing this a little bit earlier in the day. Don't have my jean jacket on because we're in the middle of, I'm in the middle of doing some CNC design. But today I want to talk to you guys specifically about the H5N1 avian flu that seems to be the cause, in quotations, or the what everyone's blaming the egg shortage on, and I think they're gearing up to start making this bird flu thing the next monkeypox or COVID-19 virus that they're going to shut down the country for. So I did some numbers today. I am a hobbyist chicken farmer. I have, I think, 17 chickens now or something like that. I've had as many as probably, 80, 90, 100 of them when I was younger, when I was in 4-H. We were doing a lot more show chickens and stuff like that for just 4-H and other things like that. But now we just have them for laying eggs. And I watched a video today specifically from Peter Zahan, or Zion, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but he was talking about the egg shortage and why eggs are so much more expensive. You guys have probably seen the prices of eggs at the grocery store go through the absolute roof. I think a dozen eggs around here is between $4.50 and $5 a dozen, and they were probably $1, maybe $1.50, 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, even a year ago, they were that cheap, right? But I keep hearing this recurring theme where it's it's the H5N1 bird flu that's going through the population of birds and killing all these chickens and making it so that it's impossible to get these eggs out and blah, 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 blah. But I did some numbers. I went to the CDC website and I looked at exactly how many cases of H5N1 avian flu has actually been reported, and or how many states has it been in, and a whole bunch of other numbers that are out there right now. And currently, I believe there's 47 states with a total of 58 million bird flu cases. And once again, this is another situation, kind of like COVID-19, where just because a bird has the avian flu does not mean it's going to die. And it doesn't mean it's not a 100% mortality rate. That would be terrifying, right? I don't know the mortality rate of the avian flu, H5N1. I honestly don't know, and I don't think anybody knows, to be honest with you. But the total number of cases was 48 million cases of poultry. Poultry includes both farm and home-raised birds. And I think it was about 6,000 wild bird cases of avian flu out there, which of course would be less because they're harder to capture and do testing on. But you're talking about 58 million cases. And that sounds like a lot. If 58 million human beings in the United States of America had some kind of disease, COVID-19 or whatever, we would be really, really concerned about that. But then you look up how many birds, when I mean birds, I mean poultry specifically, both meat and chicken birds, in the U.S. there are, and it's 9.22 billion. 9.22 billion. So we have more chickens. We have 1.2 billion more chickens here in the United States of America than there are human beings on the planet. Okay? That comes out to an infection rate. Remember, this is case to number of birds, population of birds in the United States of America. That comes out to an infection rate of 0.629%. So less than 1% of all chickens in the United States of America have received or have been sick with H5N1 avian flu. That doesn't even mean died. That doesn't even mean passed away. And so I don't. The math just does not add up. Okay. How could less than 1% of the entire population of poultry in the United States of America add up to an increase in the the prices of eggs of 300 to 400% in the past year to 18 months? How is that possible? It doesn't make sense to me. So you keep hearing these experts from the CDC and from global politics, geopolitics, that are telling you, oh, this is why egg prices are going up. This is why this is going. Oh, it's the bird flu. It's the bird flu. It must be the bird flu. I'm here to tell you, it isn't. It isn't the bird flu. Okay, if less than 1%, it's basically half a percentage of all of the birds in the United States of America are getting this bird flu. How could the other 99.5% of them have such low production now that we have a shortage of eggs, which would cause a 300% increase in the price of eggs? It doesn't make any sense. Basic math tells me, and should tell you also, this doesn't make any sense. Okay. Now, I will tell you, and I told this story in my last episode, number 14, The last time I purchased chicks, baby chicks, at my local Rural King, which is a farm supply store here in Indiana, I had to give my driver's license over to the lady that was checking me out in order to I'm sure I'm in some kind of database now that's going to let the government know that I have birds that I'm raising, right? And so that would, I would assume, alert them when they start pushing this H5N1 avian bird flu, whatever you want to call it, press release or the next PSYOP, whatever it is, that anyone who's raising birds is going to be on that list, and I'm sure they'll have the CDC and the FDA and all kinds of other organizations after chicken owners, trying to get us to get our chickens tested, and we do blood tests on our birds anyway for other diseases. But I think that's the plan. I think that I think they're going to pull a COVID-19 2.0, where they're going to take a very, very non-deadly, not very effective spreading disease. COVID was much more effective at spreading, not very deadly. This case, like I said, I don't know the mortality rates on the avian flu, and I'm going to do some more research. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know when I know more about that. But it seems like this is a giant charade, of course, another one, in order to give an excuse of why egg prices have gone up so drastically. And then I think they're going to use this PSYOP, or whatever you want to call it, this excuse to be able to crack down on people who specifically want to raise food for themselves, specifically chickens, eggs, and then meat birds and stuff like that. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The math doesn't add up, and the math shouldn't add up for you guys either. And if you want to, please go to the CDC's website and look up these numbers. The numbers that I saw were from February 8th, which was 2 days ago. Today's February 10th. And look up and do the math for yourself. It doesn't make sense. And this whole narrative that they're creating, that's the word I've been looking for, this whole narrative that they're creating, that the avian bird flu, H5N1, is creating this huge shortage of chickens. They're dying out in mass quantity, which is not allowing for enough eggs to be created, which means we have shortages all over the place, which means we have $4 or $5 eggs in the Midwest and $7, $8, $9 eggs over on the West Coast and even East Coast and stuff like that. BS. It's all BS. Doesn't make any sense. And if you guys look on my Instagram, David Coleman YT, I am a chicken farmer. I've been farming chickens now for 20 years, since I was probably 6, 7 years old in 4-H. And, it doesn't make any sense. So, anyway, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about really quickly. Next, I wanted to talk to you guys about The Legends of Vox Machina, episodes 10 through 12, which just came out, which was fantastic. Make sure you go ahead and go watch those on Amazon Prime. That's the season finale. If you haven't watched it and you're not a big D&D nerd like I am, please go watch those. Besides that, this is going to be a pretty short video. I have a lot going on today, a lot of stuff to do. I'll be heading to Indianapolis here pretty soon. And I have a friend who's having a birthday, and we're going to go celebrate that. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I think I'm not going to think. I will definitely be in the shop tomorrow. I have a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to probably record another video, and I'm going to do some more research on the avian flu stuff, see if I can find some more information out about the mortality rate and some other things. So I appreciate you guys watching this, and go do your own research on the CDC website about the H5N1 avian flu stuff. And you guys tell me in the comments below, do you think this is a justifiable reason to have the egg prices where they are? And do you think this is going to be the next COVID-19 PSYOP in which they're going to try to push this on the population and tell people, that you need to be in your house forever, you're not allowed to raise chickens, you can't have your own eggs kind of deal? Because that's my opinion. Anyway, thanks so much for watching episode number 15, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.